Hey guys. My books just fell. Hello everyone. It's me, back again. So I might look a little ill, and that is because it's 7 a.m. when I'm recording this. Yeah. Let's just forget about it. Since I just started my YouTube channel like a month ago, I wasn't able to do any of the like reading wrap-up videos like I wanted to. So in this video, I decided to do a wrap-up of all the books that I read this entire summer. Because fun fact, today is actually my first day of school. These are all the books that I read from May till August 29th. I think I have approximately 15 books here, which I'm kind of proud of myself for. So yeah, let's just get started, shall we? Duh. I'm doing these books based on the order in which I read them. There's a lot of 5-star reviews in this video. I'm gonna explain my rating system here just because I feel like it. So 5-star is like, I would definitely read this book again. I love this book, I love the characters, I loved everything about it. A 4-star would be, this was really, 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 really good, but it's not my all-time favorite. You know, like, it was cute, whatever, but I probably wouldn't pick it up again. 3 is, I liked it, but not enough to give it 4 stars. And then 2 is like, I gave you a try and you just sucked. And then 1 star, I don't even think I rated a book 1 star, but that would be like, I didn't even finish it. So that's my rating system. So with book lovers, the first book I read this summer, I gave it a 5-star. A lot of people don't like her books, but I do. Especially this one. I think this one's like my favorite so far. Nora is like a workaholic and she's like a literary agent or something like that. Her sister is pregnant and she has to deal with kids. So this summer she asked her to go to Sunshine Falls in North Carolina for a little sister vacation. And they run into Charlie, which Nora has a history with Charlie already, and sparks fly. I'll start a book stack right here. The second book I read this summer was Reminders of Him. I also gave this a 5-star. I told you there's a lot of 5 stars. Okay, I read this in one day. This follows a story of Kenna and Ledger. Kenna was in prison for years because of a crime that she committed, and she had a daughter in prison. And obviously the daughter was taken away from her, so after she serves her duty, she goes back to the place where her, was it her husband or her boyfriend? I don't know, was killed. And she tries to find her daughter and like live with her and build a relationship with her. And it's a really cute story. I'm not the biggest fan of Colleen Hoover. I've read her books, obviously, because they're so hyped up, but this one was definitely my all-time favorite from her just because it wasn't like a typical love story, so that's why I gave it 5 stars. Next, I read The Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. I gave this 4 stars. Oh no, I gave it 3 stars. Okay, let me tell you why. The story follows Olive Torres. Her sister and her sister's fiance are getting married. In the story, they have a wedding and there's a food caterer, and literally Olive and Olive's sister's husband's brother are the only people at the wedding who don't eat from the food buffet. So they're the only people who did not get food poisoning. And the honeymoon was unrefundable, so her sister gave it to Olive and what's his name? Ethan, because they were the only people who did not get food poisoning and they didn't want the honeymoon to go to waste. So they go on all these excursions and stuff, blah blah blah, fall in love, whatever. The thing I didn't like about this book is that it was really long. It was like 400 and something pages. And also it was kind of weird because it was like her sister's husband's brother. Like, ew. That just rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know, I just think it's weird how it's like, it's her like family. Yeah. So 3-star for that one. If anyone knows of any good books by her, like, let me know, because I'm willing to give her another chance. I just don't really know what other books she has. After the Honeymooners, I have another 5-star coming at ya. I read Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. I love this book so much. I love it so much. And also the TV show. Amazing. So this story follows the mind of Frances. So Frances is a college student, and it follows her and her best friend, who just so happens to be her ex-girlfriend, Bobby, and they like write poetry together, and they do like staged poetry. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. And at one of these performances, they meet Melissa, who is a famous author and photographer. They get together with her and her husband Nick, and they kind of happen to form this love square, I guess. It's just really interesting, and I love Sally Rooney's writing so much. And I love how her stories aren't like typical romance books, you know? It kind of follows more than that. Like, you see how Frances is like so awkward and like antisocial, and I am literally just like her. Even though a lot of people didn't like Frances in this book, I did, just because I like kind of relate to her in the way of her thoughts, not her actions, trust me. But yeah, this was a really good book, and I highly recommend Sally Rooney to those who like fiction with a subplot of romance. Next up, you already know. You already know. You already know. I read the Summer I Turned Pretty series. 5 stars. 1, 2, 3 stars. All 5s. Team Conrad. I love him so much. And yes, I read the show. I watched the show. It was kind of cringy, but it was good. I like the books better. But all I have to say is Team Conrad, and I love Conrad, and 5 stars. Now we're getting into this month. Guys, I'm sorry. I like did a horrible job at reading. I worked a lot this summer. But yeah. The next book I have here is Funny You Should Ask by Alyssa Sussman. I think that's how you say it. I rated this 5 stars because the whole entire time I was picturing me and Harry Styles. I don't know why I'm so nasally. Probably because I never get up this early and I'm allergic to mornings. This story follows Shawnee, who is a journalist and interviews famous people. Her favorite actor just so happens to be Gabe. And she interviews him. Then she interviews him again 10 years later after a little situation happened. A lot of people don't like this book because they only met twice, but I think it's really good. It alternates between like then now perspectives, and I love that about books. And it also has like little articles of her blog. It was cute. It was really, really cute, and the cover is so pretty. So yeah, did I say what I rated this? I gave it 5 stars, obviously. This portion of the video is from my 24-hour reading challenge. From that video, I read 4 books in the span of 24 hours. Those 4 books were Malibu Rising, The Woman in the Window, Finding Cinderella, which I don't have the physical copy of because I read it on my phone, and Every Summer After. So let's go through Malibu Rising first because she deserves her bright and shining moment. I am a TJR fan till I die. I love Taylor Jenkins Reid. I think she is an incredible author. I also love her books because she doesn't do the cheesy love story. Like, there's actually depth to her characters. I get to understand the characters a little more than just their love story with another person. There's just so much in this story that follows around this family, and it's so good. Like, I love this family so much, and I cannot wait to read about Carrie Soto. I think that comes out like tomorrow or in 2 days, question mark. but I hope these characters come back because I love them so much. When Carrie Soto comes out, you best know I will be buying it. Oh, and did I say this is my new favorite Taylor Jenkins Reid book? Because it is. It's so good. Highly, highly, highly recommend. So good. And then after that, I read The Woman in the Window. I gave this a 3-star. I really liked it. Like I said in my rating, like, caption thing, I really enjoyed this book. It was really easy to follow. The thing is though, is I guessed what happened. I think I would have given it 5-star if I didn't know, because it would be more of a shock to me, but ultimately it just wasn't. The writing was so good and I was captivated the entire time. Also, there's like a movie to it and I haven't watched it and I kind of want to. Someone commented on my video that I read this in the 24-hour challenge, and they said that the movie was really good. So I should watch that very soon. And then Finding Cinderella, I rated it 2 stars. I just didn't like it. I thought it was really weird. Yes, I know it's a part of a series. Don't come at me. I know it's a part of a series. I only read it because it was free on the Books app and I wanted to give it a shot. And then next, I read Every Summer After. Oh my god, I love this book so much. I read this in 3 hours. I rated it 4 stars only because this is a spoiler. Skip to this time if you haven't read this book and you aren't aware of what happens. I find it a little weird when you go after the brother of the guy that you like. I just don't like the family dynamic. Like, ew. So that's the only reason why I gave it 4 stars. If she didn't hook up with the brother, then it would have been a 5-star. But since that happened, I literally got the ick and I almost threw up. So 4 stars. Ultimately, it's such a cute book, like a lakeside romance. It's so cute. So if you haven't read this, I recommend it before it gets freezing cold out. After that, I read From the Jump by Lacey Walden. I also gave this 4 stars. This book follows a graphic designer. Her name is Liv, and it follows her story of just being overworked and like so done saying no to opportunities when it comes to her friends. She goes on a vacation to Africa with her college friend group and stuff hits the fan. So in school I learned graphic design, so that's ultimately why I picked this book, because she was a graphic designer, and I just related to her. So yeah, the only reason I didn't give it 5 stars is because I probably won't read it again. You know, like, it wasn't an all-time fave, but it was a goodie. After that, I read, finally, One of Us is Next. This is the second book in the One of Us is Lying duology. This follows Maeve, who is Browen's sister, and like her friend group. I think I like this book more than the first one. If I'm being honest, I gave it 5 stars. And the ending had me shook to the core. I guess this series is like a show also, so if anyone knows where I can watch it for free, let me know. And then the last book that I read last night, I also read this in one day. Mary Jane. Oh my god. I have attachment issues to this book. Oh my god, it was so good. I rated it 4 stars, but like thinking about it, I am gonna go back and change it to 5 stars. It was so good. A lot of people compare this to Daisy Jones and the Six, and I don't really know why. It's not like it at all, except for the fact that there's a rock star in it. This follows Mary Jane. She becomes the nanny of Izzy Cone, and she spends the summer at the Cone's house. Mary Jane lives a very strict life where Jesus and the US president are #1. And then the Cones are the total opposite. They lived in a mixed religion home. The dad's a psychiatrist, and this summer he decides to treat a famous rock star who ends up living with them this summer. Yeah, she gets a little sneak peek into a whole completely different lifestyle, which she falls in love with. Highly recommend this book, and the cover is so pretty. Like, hello? Hello. So these are all the 15 books I read this summer. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and maybe got some recommendations. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all had a great summer. If you're in school, good luck. And yeah, I'll see you in my next one.